If Mario Odyssey ends where Mario 64 begins, wouldn't that mean it would also be able to run under the N64 rules? Good evening everyone, here's another Rapid Rambles where we took a look at anything indie, mod, or retro related with some gameplay and or first impressions. With the 2025 year wrapping up, so did the Mario 40th anniversary. We got the Switch 2, Mario Kart World, a few game announcements, and we got Donkey Kong Bonanza. Oh, banana! And as well as the 40th anniversary for the Mario Museum. Well, not the Mario Museum, but they got these special badges, which is pretty cool. I actually went to Japan for the first time back in September of last year. Even with all that greatness, we were just missing a new
Super Mario 3D
But fear
All-Star.
not, a friend over in the modding scene has us covered. Not a new Mario per se, but more of an old new Mario Demake. I don't know what you'd call it. But Kaze Emanoir on X Twitter created a Mario Odyssey Demake, where he stuffed the Mario Odyssey game, well at the very least the first 5 worlds, into a Mario 64 engine and kept all of the mechanics of the Mario Odyssey and most of the gameplay aspects, and created a pretty solid project that is very entertaining and breathes a new life, or old life, or retro life into Mario Odyssey. Coming up actually next year on the 10-year anniversary of the release of Mario Odyssey. I know we just started 2026, but holy, it's almost 10 years since the launch of the Switch. Time goes by fast. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to give some love and my opinion and ramble on this pretty solid and fun ROM hack remake of Mario Odyssey 64. You start off in the original game in the Cap Kingdom. Bowser's kidnapped Peach. We don't have an opening cutscene, but we already pretty much know it's the plot for like 9 out of 10 Mario games. I don't know, it's a kink, I think. Stupid enough to get kidnapped so often, he runs a podcast in my room and begs to get locked in. But I digress. It's not like Mario's known for its its storytelling. It's more of a platformer, pick up and play type of deal. Speaking of gameplay, I guess first up would be the movement. Unlike Banjo-Kazooie where it's kind of floaty, in this game it feels kind of more snappy. I don't know, it's because of the camera controls. Like, once again, I was playing with my N64 controller. Side note, I found an emulator that coincides with this game and is very compatible with a lot of other ROM hacks that I have. I was especially surprised with the Pokemon Cross Stadium.
We're finally underway with Pokemon Tournament Collectables. We have
which I covered earlier in last year. It runs everything pretty smoothly, so I might leave a link for the emulator down below. It's really good. It's called the Parallel Launcher, and you can find it on the same website as Kaze Mars Mario 64 ROM hacks. Movements. So it feels a lot snappier than the Banjo-Kazooie game. Very well integrated, where like there's no input lag or anything from my controller. Like I mentioned, it plays like a Mario Odyssey game stuffed into an N64. So you have all the movements such as long jump, somersaults, the hat dive, ground pounding, the punching, the jump kicks, and all that fun stuff. And the camera controls, there's like 2 separate POVs. You have Mario and then the Lakitu third person point of view. It makes the same sound effects as the N64 cameras, where like each time you press down on the camera button, it makes that. In this game, moving on to the collectibles, instead of stars for the N64, we still keep the original moons. But except there is less of a quantity, bringing it down to a total count of 80, which is fine by me, because there was a lot of fluff in Mario Odyssey. Like, you found moons in the most bizarre ways.
Oh, there is one here, one over here, and there's one right here.
Which gave it charm and gave it micro dopamine hits whenever you found a moon in the original Mario Odyssey game. But in this game, the moons are more spread out since there's less of them. So there's 9 per level, and on top of that, you get a moon for collecting 100 gold coins, and then another collectible, it would be, I guess, the gold coins. If you collect 100, like I just mentioned, you'll get a moon, but also they count as your health, recovering your health. You can recovering your health takes 2 ways. Either you get gold coins, 3 ways. You get gold coins, or you go underwater and then come back up and that heals you. Or the third collectible, moving on, is blue coins. 1 blue coin is the equivalent to 5 gold coins, but it does not mean bring your health bar up by 5, but more so you'll get 5 coins. And then there's the stone blocks from Mario Odyssey.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the f is that?
I have not interacted with them yet. I just ground pounded on them. I didn't really get to see the full effect of it. There are no purple coins from Mario Odyssey in this ROM hack. And from what I can tell, there are no costumes neither. Like, I didn't see the cap shop or anything like that. So those are 2 things that were cut out in order to be able to stuff it into the N64. Moving on to levels, like I mentioned, we start off in the Cap Kingdom. That's a Nightmare Before Christmas aesthetic.
Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones.
All the Cappy NPCs, and there aren't any initial cutscenes. And then in order to exit out of each kingdom, you have to like actually pause and exit out. There is still possessible enemies. Like in the Cap Kingdom, you have your Paragumas and then the frogs. And then from there, that's when you actually go back to the airship where you're teaming up with some Bomb NPCs to catch up to Bowser's ship to, I guess, rescue Peach or whatever. And in this game, on this ROM hack or Mario Odyssey Demake, there is a total of 5 kingdoms. So the Cap Kingdom, like I mentioned a few times, is the first one. The second one is the Cascade Kingdom, the dinosaur-esque mountain. There is very minimal stuff that's been cut out besides from the collectibles, but you still have things that were like Koopa the Quick, where you originally face him off in the original Mario 64. But he's back in Mario Odyssey and the Mario Odyssey 64. The white hats that turn into platformers when you hit them and toss your hat at them. Chain chomps, and I'll get back to chain chomps because they've actually, I think it's an upgrade of what they did this time around. And then the Scarecrow.
Girl Scouts.
You need the lightning.
Wait, what?
Girl Scouts.
Timed platformers for moons. Like you toss your hat on a Scarecrow and then it would manifest like a few platforms, and you have a few seconds in order to reach the end of that short platforming time trial in order to get a moon. And then instead, at the Cascade Kingdom at the top of the mountain, instead of fighting Madame Brood, you fight a Thwomp holding a Chain Chomp. The fighting is a little bit different. Like, I'll go back to Chain Chomp, but it's not like you take over the Chain Chomp and then kind of like slingshot back into the Thwomp. It's more so you gotta get near the Thwomp to have him like body slam you. Well, try to body slam you, pop out of the Chain Chomp and then ground pound him, and you repeat that 2 more times, and that's pretty much how you take him down. That was pretty cool. And then the Sand Kingdom, it has all the same charms like the initial Mexican base plaza, Goombas, Bullet Bills, Sparky Pylons, which is like the electrical wire where you turn into like a ball of lightning, and then like it's just to traverse or whatever. And then like the Pixar Coco-esque NPCs are there too.
You make me un poco loco, un poquitito loco.
You have also that boss with the 2 hands. Where you fight against Nuktolek. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but to be honest, I did not approach him because there's like a giant gap or a chasm. I don't know if you can come back later and fight him, or if he's just there for as like an aesthetic purposes. But he's, at least you can see him there in his 64-bit glory. Also, you have the Wooded Kingdom. I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like the platforming seemed harder. Like, things disappeared faster, and some of the platforms were a little bit more spread out, so you had to do like triple jumps in order to land perfectly, and then time it even better to reach like certain areas, to reach the moons and but that was pretty cool. If it is, and I did enjoy the extra challenge. You can't possess the watering bots.
I am Flood, a flash liquidizer auto-dousing device. I hope to be of assistance.
But you still have your uproots for vertical traversing, and then the torque drifts are there, and they're pretty much invincible. And dude, like I feel like the AI are smarter in this game for like the enemies as well, because like I was getting sniped by those tanks as I was trying to traverse like the platforming and shit. Also the uproots, like they attack, like once you pop out, like I was trying to grab some shit and the uproots just like body slam me. Like usually like they would hop around you and then try to attack you, but no, they don't give a fuck in this game. And then the 5th kingdom that's advertised, it hasn't unlocked it yet because this is still like a first impressions video, but I'm guessing it's gonna be Bowser's Castle's kingdom, the one with like the Asian theming. And then like I mentioned, as for like the enemies that you're able to possess, like first off is your Paragumas, which you use to reach high altitude. They're only able to fly horizontally, so it's more so to getting from one high place to another, which is more beneficial for certain moons. And then the frogs, same thing as the original game, but they just jump like really high. The chain chomps, so this is one of the better upgraded enemies. You get to actually free roam with chain chomps, and they have like a hop to them, and they're also used to destroy like stone blocks that otherwise would be indestructible. Goombas, they're stackable, and then they can run around and jump. And then I noticed in the Sand King there's like a poison area or a quicksand, like it's like all purpley. I tried stepping in there as Mario and I sank pretty quickly, but as Goomba, like I was able to last a few more seconds and then jump around and get around to get to my objective, which is pretty cool. And then also the stackable things. I don't know if you guys remember the mission from Mario Odyssey Sand Kingdom, where like there's like a lady Goomba waiting for you and you have to get like 8 inches, 8 Goombas high, and like she'll give you a moon then. But then the bullet bills, they destroy environment. Well, they're used like as a means to an end in order to destroy like a cage in order to get a moon. They have a timing on them just like in the original game. And that spark pylons, that electrical wire where you turn into like a sparky or whatever. It's just for vertical traversal mostly. And then the torque drift, they're indestructible in this game. They have the little POW sign on top, like where you can like ground pound, where you would originally be able to destroy them in Mario Odyssey. And then they shoot bullet bills. And then like I mentioned, I don't know if it's just the tanks, they having better accuracy than the original game, but like there's an increase in the AI of the enemies, which I do appreciate. Makes it a little bit more fun and challenging. And then I noticed when it comes to the enemies, they will stay dead until you exit the kingdom and come back. Even if you, like, say for example, you go from 5 lives to 4, the Goombas that you killed are like they're gone or whatever. So that could be a benefit. Like, well, it did benefit me because like I mentioned the tanks again, I drove a tank off the edge in order to kill him. Well, that was like the only way I knew how to like get rid of him. And then like when I died, I was like, oh, then how am I'm gonna have to find a way in order to unpossess him as he's falling in order to get back onto my platforming. But no, he was still like at the bottom of the cavern that I dropped him in, even after I came back to life or whatever. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, that's my first impressions of Mario Odyssey 64. It's a really fun demake. It's kind of like a what if scenario of like if Mario Odyssey came out during the 90s or whatever on the N64 hardware. It's a really fun game. It's short enough. You can probably beat it like in 2 sittings, but I do recommend this game. Kaze Emanoir on Twitter, he did a very good job, and I believe he's also the one that did the fan game Nintendo Direct that I covered on this channel as well.
Welcome to F3 2025. F3 is like what E3 used to be, except for mods and fan games.
And he has a lot of other Mario 64 ROM hacks, which are pretty cool. And I don't know if he's involved with this parallel launcher, but it was on that same website where I found this, because I tried running these ROM hacks on like Project 64 and then Simple 64, I think it was, and it was either fast forwarding or like glitching on me. But if you use a parallel launcher that's available on the Mario 64 ROM hack website on Kaze Emanoir's Twitter, I'll try to leave a link in the description, but download that emulator, and then like it even helps out with like other ROM hack video games for N64, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys gonna check out this ROM hack? What did you do for the Mario 40th anniversary? Like I said, I went to Japan for the first time That was pretty cool. I never made a vlog video or anything like that, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. Let me know what indie, mod, or retro ramble you want me to check out next. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a nice night. Thank you, and bye.